As I've gotten back to playing The Sims 2 recently, something came to mind, and that's the issue of cheating versus not cheating. Something you might take notice of once you start watching more of my Sims-based videos is that I'm not using all of the expansion packs. Part of this is due to the fact that I don't own every expansion pack, and part of this is due to the fact that when I installed Bon Voyage, I started noticing a lot of glitches. I weighed for a moment the number of times glitches were frustrating me versus uninstalling the game, and eventually chose to uninstall the game and go no further than seasons. But even then, I've noticed that there are a good number of glitches that happen in the game, like my Sims not being able to go to community lots and come back from community lots without freezing up. And these glitches are caused by some of the custom content on the lots as I create them. And the worst part is I don't even know which custom content until I take it all out and put it all back in. But as a storyteller, especially a story told set in Equestria where you absolutely need custom content, it's very inconvenient to do this game without the custom content. But it brings me to a question. Is it better to play The Sims with all of the expansion packs and have all of the abilities and skills and costumes and objects that make the game interesting? Or is it better to play it with a lot of custom content tossed in and a lot of cheats? Now, some of this custom content is merely a matter of what story do you want to tell. Do you want to just play the game and simulate the life of ordinary people, or do you want to play the game set in Star Wars or Star Trek or Harry Potter or some far-off exotic world like anime or Equestria or whatever else? If you just want to be a normal person in a normal world, then go for all those expansion packs. But if you want to do a simulation set in an exotic location, you need some of that custom content to help make the location feel more realistic. And it really is kind of unlimited what you can do with this custom stuff. It's really limited by your imagination and the existing animations in the game. And even then, you can take those limitations and stretch them pretty far. There are some really crazy, wild stuff that goes into this game. No matter how much people say, oh, it can't be done, it actually can. The focus of this discussion is the cheating aspect. And The Sims have a lot of cheating objects that can restore your health, raise your skills, change your personality, give you any job you want without having to wait day by day, train your pets. So many different cheats are in this game, and there's so many different ways to get those cheats. And it made me wonder something, and is it worth it to cheat if you can't install the expansion packs? Because the expansion packs sometimes interfere with your cheats, because those cheats were made for the older expansion packs and they don't work anymore on the new ones. Like I said, it depends on the story you're trying to tell and how much time you have to tell it in. If you're telling a story that doesn't need those cheats, or if you have a lot of spare time on you, then go ahead and install those expansion packs. But it's probably better not to do that stuff if you're rushed for time and want to tell a very specific story like I always seem to be doing. And it's a simple fact of that, for me, this is a time saver. You do these cheats and you get instant results, and you don't have to spend time on individual families hunting for the perfect job that is never in the paper, and trying to get the skills that you need so you don't accidentally burn your house down, or trying to get that promotion when it requires you to learn tons and tons of extra skills. Or maybe you want to instantly kill off a sim and create a nice graveyard. There's lots of reasons for cheating. With that defense in place, there's also a lot of reasons to not cheat, such as if you keep the sun up all the time or keep the nighttime out all the time, you cut off half of the available gameplay, and your sims end up in an endless loop of only half of their experiences. For example, I recently put in an object that prevents the game from going to night and it keeps it in day. But I also had teenagers who went to school and went to work. They got caught in a loop of going to school, coming home at 1, going to work at 1, coming back from work, and then instantly skipping night and jumping to daytime, and it being the school hour the instant they came home, with no time whatsoever for study or social life. At first I didn't realize I had done this and was trying to cheat their way into promotions so that they'd get better hours. Then I realized that my problem was being caused by an object that was unknowingly cheating the clock and interrupting the day-to-night cycle, which I was not observant enough to pay attention to that it hadn't happened. But I've also had to deal with issues like having a house full of pets and having them all not being housebroken and not being trained and not being respectful. So I had to cheat those commands into the pets because it would have taken me longer than I wanted to invest in my own personal time to train 7 or so pets and get them all to obey my character. So as far as The Sims goes, it's an issue of time versus compatibility. If the game crashes on the stuff you really care about, like if community lots are important to you more so than opening a home business, or if you want to go on vacation or go downtown or use the university and you can't because you have a glitch on the taxi or the car and you can't drive, that can be a huge issue for you. But if you don't care about that stuff, then you can stay home, then you don't have to worry about that particular glitch. If you have a glitch like an article of clothing that crashes your game when you go into character build mode, and as soon as you go to customize a character's clothing, the game just crashes completely and shuts down, or you have a bunch of objects in the house that are flashing blue all the time, or something really super annoying, then yeah, that's a compatibility issue that you might want to try and resolve right away. Long story short, and I know it's too late for that unless I did an edit, is that cheating and The Sims and expansion packs are all things that are up to your own personal tolerances. Sometimes when you cheat in a video game, it could be purely for the fun of it, like giving Mario extra big jumps with a Game Shark or Game Genie, or using the Big Head mode in one of the first-person shooter games. Can be fun cheats that are completely harmless and don't do a whole lot to mess with the game. But then there's other cheats like God mode, invincibility, extra lives, unlimited ammo, which are completely unfair in online multiplayer games, which is why they've been removed in modern times. But they are very fun in games that are hard and extremely difficult. When you have a game that's so difficult that you can't beat it on your own personal gamer skill, especially something like Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Turtles or Blaster Master or something of that nature, it's nice to have those cheat codes. It takes a lot of gamer skill to be able to get through Contra without doing the Konami code. Then, for bragging rights, it's nice to get through the game without cheating. If you can get through Link to the Past without using the walk through walls glitch, or if you can get through Link's Awakening without stealing from the merchant, you have a little more bragging rights than someone who's like, oh, I beat the game so easy. Or, you know, like, go through a Mario game without warping, or go through a Mega Man game without using the Robot Master's weapons. You know, giving yourself a little extra challenge can be fun. On the other hand, a game like Simon's Quest can be so punishing that you continuously fail it. There are games like some of the old Star Wars Jedi Knight games, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where you literally can't cheat. Some games are designed to prevent cheating because they have areas in the game where the character is required to run out of health and die and then trigger an event. Grand Theft Auto, you have cheats to instantly destroy all the cars, cheats to make your car invulnerable to bullets, make your car completely invincible, make your car drive like a tank, make your car float on water or fly through the air, make yourself bulletproof. So many different interesting cheats. But sometimes these cheats can backfire on missions. There are some missions where if you have all of the cheats turned on, your cars become almost impossible to control. If you make your car indestructible, you make all the cars indestructible, and a mission where you have to destroy another guy's car becomes impossible to complete. If you make yourself bulletproof, you make all of the AI bulletproof, and it becomes impossible to eliminate other targets. So there are games that are aware that cheating exists, and they put in them missions where it's not possible to complete the mission with the cheats on. Hope you all learned something here. If you did, or even if you didn't, post in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and good night.